A decade ago, there weren't a lot of female rappers, and the rap industry was considered a male-dominated field. However, over the years, things have changed, and there has been an increase in the number of female rappers in the music industry. And while that's a really good improvement, it doesn't mean that they do anything different from their male counterparts, and that can be seen in their achievements as rappers, as well as their achievements in misdemeanors, as well as being rappers. In this video, we're going to be looking at some female rappers who just lost all control. Starting the list with one of the most popular female rappers of the 21st century, Nicki Minaj has been dubbed the Queen of Rap many times by media outlets and herself. She's one of the best-selling female rappers with over 100 million records sold worldwide, and several media outlets have even described her as one of the most influential rappers of all time. Billboard even ranked her as the top female rapper of the last decade, and 7th among the top female artists. She's undoubtedly an amazing rapper. However, she has had her dark times in the past, which has cost her freedom. She once posted on her Instagram about her life at the age of 20, along with a mugshot taken by the New York Police Department. She stated that she was arrested for criminal possession with the intent to use, but she says she did use. Her past days of drug use caused her to end up in the hospital on so many occasions, and she almost got deported while she was on the run. Things were pretty troublesome for her back then, but luckily she was able to turn that old life around. 19 years later, she's able to look back at that story and see how far she's come. Apart from her jail experience, Nicki Minaj also has been involved in several feuds with other female rappers. One of the most popular ones is her feud with popular female rapper Cardi B. However, that isn't the only one, as she's also had issues with female rapper Lil Kim. It was believed that this feud was just Lil Kim starting a fight with a new female rapper, as she had done with others like Eve, Foxy Brown, Remy Ma, and many more. But they were small fry compared to Nicki Minaj, who had great success with her debut album Pink Friday. Instead of sending flowers, Lil Kim responded with a diss track titled Black Friday, where she called Nicki Minaj a Lil Kim wannabe who's trying to clone my style. Well, that didn't really sit well with Nicki Minaj. She responded with her own diss track called Stupid Hoe, which called attention to the fact that her songs were shipping platinum while Lil Kim remained busted and crusty. Cardi B is another prominent female rapper of the 21st century, and she's made herself well known since her status grew in 2018. She's recognized as one of the most influential female rappers of all time by Forbes and holds a lot of records among females in hip-hop. She's also known as the female rapper with the most #1 singles on the Billboard Hot 100, and the female rapper with the most diamond-certified songs by the RIAA, and many other accolades in music alone. However, Cardi B is also known to be quite aggressive, and while she's used this to carve out a niche for herself in the rap industry, it's gotten her into trouble a couple of times. On October 1st of 2018, she was accused of allegedly assaulting 2 female bartenders at a strip club in New York when the victim said she and her entourage threw bottles and alcohol at them. She was charged with 2 misdemeanors, assault and reckless endangerment. And on June 21st, 2019, she was indicted on a jury of 14 charges, which included 2 counts of felony assault with the intent to cause serious physical injury as a result of the incident. On September 15th, 2022, Cardi B pleaded guilty to 3rd-degree assault and 2nd-degree reckless endangerment, and got a sentence of 15 whole days of community service. Cardi B has also been involved in other controversies, which were perfect examples of her losing control, even though they didn't end up in a jail sentence. One of those many controversies is her long-term beef with popular female rapper Nicki Minaj. Cardi B started this controversy after throwing one of her high-heel shoes at Nicki Minaj and attempted to physically attack her at a New York Fashion Week after-party in September 2018. After that, she claimed that Nicki Minaj had formerly liked social media comments that spoke negatively of her ability to take care of her newborn baby daughter. Nicki Minaj claimed these accusations were false and accused Cardi B of cyberbullying in a heated Instagram exchange 8 years prior. Compared to the last 2 female rappers we just discussed, Lil Kim might not be on the same level for most people, but she did have her glory days as a rapper. She sold over 30 million singles and 15 million albums worldwide and has gotten a lot of accolades, like being listed on VH1's 100 Greatest Women on Music list in 2012. However, that doesn't mean that she doesn't have her issues. I mean, yeah, we all got issues, but this well, let's just see. Lil Kim has been known to pick on many new female rappers along the way, especially considering that she was once referred to as the Queen of Rap. One of her many feuds with female rappers was with her high school friend Foxy Brown, who started as friends, and then that relationship deteriorated over the years. Another major feud was with Nicki Minaj, and they both threw diss tracks back and forth between each other for years. Apart from her feuds with other female rappers, Lil' Kim has also had a run-in with the law in 2005. See, apparently she was charged and convicted on 1 count of perjury and 3 counts of conspiracy on March 17, 2005, after she lied to a federal grand jury regarding the involvement of her bodyguard, Sweef Guta Jackson, and co-manager Damian D-Rock Butler in a shooting outside the Hot 97 studios in Manhattan in 2001. She ended up spending a year in prison, 30 days in home detention when she was released, and 3 years on probation in July 2005. She was also sentenced to $50,000 in fines for perjury after she was done with that sentence. Apart from her legal and social issues, Lil' Kim also has had financial problems when she started having issues paying her mortgage. According to news reports, her bank first began foreclosing proceedings in 2010, and both parties tried to work things out for years. However, by 2017, a judge had ruled against her, and a year later, the bank foreclosed on her New Jersey mansion, and Lil' Kim filed for Chapter 13 bankruptcy protection. And if that wasn't bad enough, she also had other major debts, including owing over $1 million in back taxes to the IRS, $650,000 for her house, $186,000 for legal bills, and a lot of others. Ultimately, she was $4 million in debt, and it didn't help that her income took a nosedive in just 1 year from $823,000, $659 in 2016, to $398,000 in 2017. Things got even worse in 2018, when she was making about $18,000 a month with a budget of $2,000 for her staff, $2,000 for her wardrobe, and $10,000 for travel. Taking a trip to the 1990s when she came to the rap scene with her debut album, Funkadified, Da Brat made history when her song went platinum and became the first song by a solo female rapper to sell 1 million copies. She was very popular in the music industry throughout the 1990s and the early 2000s, with a lot of major hits. However, she also had a lot of major issues during her time in the spotlight. Da Brat had legal problems in 2007 when she was convicted with assaulting a waitress and sentenced to 3 years in prison, 7 years of probation, and 200 hours of community service, and was briefly released from jail in May 2010 after serving 21 months as part of a work release program. However, her official release was confirmed on February 28th of 2011. Apart from her run-in with the law, she also experienced financial problems that sent her into bankruptcy. While she had sold a lot of songs and made quite the name for herself, wealth wasn't enough to keep her afloat for long. In 2018 of August, Da Brat filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protections after citing assets of around $100,000 against debts and liabilities of about $7.7 million. This didn't just pop out of nowhere either, as things have been going downhill for her for a while. One of the many issues that nailed the coffin down in her financial stability, though, was a $6.4 million settlement that she owed a woman who sued her when she allegedly struck her with a bottle in a nightclub. There's a likelihood that her declaring an inability to settle her debts might have been a ploy to avoid paying the judgment. When it comes to female rappers that lost every form of control over their actions, mental and physical, we can't not talk about the rapper of the R&B girl group TLC. Lisa Left Eye Lopez was vital to the group, getting more co-writing credits than any other members. She also made their outfits and contributed to the group's album titles and their music videos, the artworks, the public image. Through her work with the group, she won 4 Grammy Awards, among many other awards as well. But while her professional life was at an all-time high, her personal life was on the other extreme. Lisa dated football player Andre Rison, and the media described their relationship as highly combustible, mainly because Lisa claimed Andre Rison abused her, although those charges were ultimately dropped. Fast forward to June 8, 1994, Andre went out with friends while Lisa went out drinking. Andre returned to meet Lisa at home, and a huge fight broke out because Lisa was allegedly angry, as Andre had bought himself some new sneakers without getting her any. Things didn't end well, and Andre left the house. After that, Lisa allegedly took a pair of his new sneakers and set them on fire in a bathtub, creating an uncontrollable fire that burnt down the house. You cannot make this stuff up, people. Shockingly, she got off with probation and a $10,000 fine, and her boyfriend even forgave her, and the relationship continued. I can't. People, man, they're funny. But there was an unforgiving member in the person of Lloyd's of London who insured the mansion. According to news reports, the insurance company filed a $1.3 million claim against Lisa and indirectly the rest of the group, which forced them into bankruptcy. Andre tried to be generous to his girlfriend and loaned her and the group's members $15,000 each so that they could, hire bankruptcy lawyers. And Yeah, that brings us to the end of the video. Thanks for watching the dumbest female rappers that lost all control, and I'll see you later.